Hi,
Hello?
hey, hello. Is this Earl?
Yeah, who calling?
Hey, Earl. This is Tommy Bryson. You set up a call with me.
Oh, how you doing, Tom?
Hey, how you doing, Earl? Just want to let you know this call's gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded. So how can I help you?
Oh yeah, I sent you the question. Forgot which question I sent you. I sent you a question of what I wanted
Mm-hmm.
done really, and just any way that I can make any extra money, like I guess
Okay.
passively, something like that.
Okay. So what do you currently do for money?
Yeah, we work 9 to 5.
All right. What do you
The
do?
rat, like, well, I'm actually a facility manager. It's a
Facility
good weird
manager
type stuff. All right, huh? And
at a Goodwill.
yeah, and I'm a EMT as
Okay.
well. I work in the hospital, but I caught COVID, so I kind of
Uh,
sticking with the safer environment, if you
yeah.
understand that. So I'm not
Yeah.
that kind of reduced my money because I'm only working one job now. I don't have a part time because of the COVID.
Okay.
It's terrible, terrible to catch. I hope you never catch it, but it made me stop working there.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So how much money do you make from being a facility manager over at Goodwill, like per
Well,
month?
here they cut our hours. I make maybe 12 to 1300 a month because they cut our hours and they cut some programs that I had.
Okay.
So it's really a deduction in pay.
Okay.
We
Now.
just got back to 40 hours, but they
Mm-hmm.
cut. I had a huge decrease in my hourly rate. So
Okay.
yeah,
So it sounds like to me, Earl, that you have right now like a standard 9 to 5, but barely because they're cutting your hours and so on. But your goal is to kind of like figure out a way to increase your income to kind of go out there and maybe like venture out or whatever. Does that sound right?
yeah,
Okay. Now, the easiest way to increase your income is usually going to be trading your time for money, like the standard thing you're doing right now. Now, the thing is, right, that in the place you currently are right now, making $1,200 to $1,300, if I told you, well, Earl, grab 20% of your money and start investing it, and then in 10, 20 years, you'll have X amount of money, it doesn't seem like the perfect plan because you're still having a very low income. So the only way I would basically tackle this problem if I were you, Earl, would be if I'm making this income right now, well,
hmm
how can I increase my level of skill to kind of go out there and get a better job to make more money? Because, a standard 9 to 5 can be the difference from making, for example, $1,200 a month or making, for example, 50,000 or 60K per year, right? That's the big difference. But it all goes down to the level of skill that you actually have and what jobs you're actually able to actually do. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So, for example, if you went back to EMT, you could probably make a lot more money, but I know you're scared of catching COVID and so on. But if you do get vaccinated, potentially the risk of that actually goes down just a little bit. So that's also an option. But if you just don't want to do that anymore whatsoever, then the big question is, well, if I'm making $1,300 a month, what can I start investing my time into, my money into to increase my level of skills? Now, for you, it might be going to college, it might be getting a license, or for example, it might be going out there and getting a trade job. A lot of trade jobs out there can pay you a lot more money. Now, once Earl in 2, 3, 4 years now is making 50,000 or 60K, if you're now investing 20% of your money, but you actually love your career, you're very good at it, you actually enjoy it, it pays you a good amount of money, it gives you a lot more wiggle room to kind of buy your financial freedom a lot more faster while you're also enjoying yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the point is, if I were you, I would probably try to get like a trade job. That's just me personally. A trade job, trade linemen, they make I think linemen, they work on fixing the electricity on the poles and so on. They make between like
Uh-huh.
80,000 to $120,000 a year. But again, that takes a while to actually get. That's an option. You also have, by the way, the big goal is going to be just go on Google, type in best trade jobs out there, or best jobs for people to get a license, or you want to become a nurse, or you want to do whatever it is. But there are just a bunch of skills out there that allow you to work towards financial freedom a lot more faster. And the big goal is money is important, your time is valuable, so you might as get well paid what you're actually worth. Right now, what you're worth is getting paid that much because that's your level of skill. But once you upgrade your level of skills, you'll be able to actually earn more money for your time. And then if you say I'm making 50K, 60K, I want to invest this much. By the way, stay out of debt, obviously. Save for emergencies. When it's time to come buy a house, you can buy a house if you want to, following the right formula. You pay it off very quickly, very fast. But the core concept is whatever you do choose to do, whether it's a trade job or a career, make sure you actually like it, because you're going to be doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Now, do you have any ideas to what you would want to do, for example?
I mean, you could throw some ideas at me. I mean, I'm ex-military. I mean, I pick up on things pretty fast. I mean, I'm a quick learner. I do auditory learning. So, I mean, it's nothing that I've, not been able to learn. So, I mean, I'm really like an open book for, I mean, I can go left, right. I mean,
okay. So then again, right? This is your life. So you got to be picky with the things you want to achieve in life, right? Because if I give you an idea and you're like, you can pick up on it very quickly, I understand that. You can probably do it very well also. But the point is, will you like it? So my advice would be...
I don't care about liking it. It's really about money.
No, that matters a lot. You know why? Because the more money you get, the least important money becomes. And you see how important your happiness actually is. Because so the point is you can be happy and also, for example, have a lot of money. It's not like a trade-off. So that's why I say I would recommend, for example, just tell me, for example, what do you like to do? Like if you had like the perfect job, what skills do you want to be using every single day in the job that you actually go for?
Like something like troubleshooting, like IT or something like that.
Stop right there, man. Stop right there. IT jobs right now are on fire. A person that does IT can be making anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000. So look into that. How do I become an IT person, an IT engineer, or whatever it is? Look it up on Google. Once you find out the roots, and I'm pretty sure they also offer like free programs, Google and a lot of companies do, and you go through that whole route. Initially, of course, you're not gonna make a lot of money because you just start up, you just like getting started, but it can build up to a lot more. So if early in 2, 3, 4 years you become an IT engineer, now you're making, for example, a lot of money. But again, money is great, but you also enjoy it. And that's the perfect formula.
Okay.
So I would recommend, right? We have one idea, IT guy. Now write down 2 more, right? So you got a total of 3. And then I recommend you go on YouTube and you type in a day-to-day of what an IT engineer does. And that way you can get kind of like a picture of what that person actually does, what the job actually entails. If you can get, for example, like a little internship in a company, great. If you can, for example, go on laborstatistics.gov to get a full profile of the actual job and see its perspective for the future, then do that also. That website is called Labor Statistics. What I want you to do is to get a full profile of all 3 of those jobs that you pick, you select, and then you put pros and cons. Some of them obviously are going to take longer to actually achieve. Some of them won't take as long. So then the big thing is, well, if I go for this job, I might take a pay cut, but I'll get there faster. Plus I'll enjoy it even more. So it's about finding that balance. And the only way to figure that out is basically you go on YouTube, you take it step by step, you see exactly what that job entails to make sure you enjoy it, you're good at it. And on top of that, it's also going to pay you a good amount of money.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And the IT. I mean, I'm a great writer, journalist. Like I'm a very good. I write poetry. I didn't know if there was any fields that would that I could jump in for something like that.
Well, I'll give you a quote that I heard by Warren Buffett. What the world needs should be your career, and what you want to do should be your hobby. Now, I'm not telling you, for example, poetry or writing music cannot become a career, because obviously that would be a lie, because it can do that. But what I would recommend is you look for a career first. And while you're working towards that on the side, you're trying to build up your side hustles like poetry or music to new heights. but I wouldn't start shoving in a bunch of my money and all that stuff into it. I would shove my money into something that could give me a good ROI. So in my case, if I'm you, Earl, that would be becoming like an IT guy. So if I'm becoming an IT guy, well, there's 24 hours in a day. I sleep 8, I have 16 hours left. If I work 8, I have 8 hours left. That means, for example, I can spend 4 or 6 hours trying to become an IT guy, and the other 2 to 4 hours on actually writing poems and whatever I want to do. The time is there.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the big thing. And let me tell you one thing, right? Because I can tell by your voice, man, you're gonna be very successful. You got everything it takes, which is a good attitude. And the big thing is never forget about this law. It's called Parkinson's law. Right now, you, Earl, are living off of $1,200 to $1,300. When you start making more money, the goal is not to increase your expenses to the level of your income. The goal is to keep your expenses low, to then have that extra income make you more money and make you more money passively. So then eventually you can stop trading time for money, because you can always keep making money, but you can't buy back no time. Okay?
Exactly. Because I do want to like get in there investing, and I'm see all this internet stuff people making money off of and doing this and that. I don't really have. I have faith in it because I've seen, what people doing on the YouTube channel talking about investing in this and Robinhood and crypto and Bitcoin and stuff like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of interested in some of that too. I mean, not to make money real quick, but I mean, just a slight increase in what I can, you know what I mean?
So what I would do is, let me ask you a question, Earl. What I do is long-term team all the way, right? So I'm all about the long-term. So if I gave you a portfolio that can make you between 10 to 12% of your money every single year, that sounds good, right?
Yeah.
However, if I told you, Earl, I have an investment that whatever money you put into it potentially can make you between 75% of your money every single year to 100% of your money every single year to potentially 200% of your money every single year, which one sounds more attractive?
The second one.
Now, which one is that? That's going to be called your career. Because if you invest $20,000 in becoming an IT guy and you make $60,000 your first year, that is a 3 times return. Now, once you have that job, now that means with that job, you can go ahead and start investing money into that portfolio I told you about.
Yeah.
And the number one thing, right, Earl, this is why I say money is important, yes, but it's important you like it. Because remember when I told you, you can't buy back time, right? But if you use time wisely, so if you find a career like IT management, if that's what you want to do, that you actually enjoy, you won't feel like you're trading time for money because you actually find fulfillment in that job. That's the big thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the number one thing. So okay. My steps right now, after you hang up on me on this call and everything like that, step 1 would be find those 3 jobs that sound interesting to me. And then research them, right? So is this job growing? That's question 1. How much money does this job make on average every single year? And how long does it take for me to complete this skill and actually start working? Those are the 3 main questions. Once you answer those 3 main questions, then you start to select one of these 3 jobs. So if you pick one, you lock in on that one, you focus on that one. And every time you say, Tommy, I don't have time, oh my gosh, it's so stressful, you say, I got 24 hours, just like everybody else. So if I work this 8, and if I got to do Uber Eats on the side or whatever I got to do, I'm going to get it done. So in 2-3 years, I don't ever got to do it again.
Exactly.
Okay. But
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And then let me give you a few more things, right? There's something called a triple B budget, right? It's not a big booty budget, so don't worry about that.
A triple what?
A triple B budget, right?
Okay.
And what that stands for is a bare bone budget. It means, for example, you got to create a budget with just your necessities. What are the necessities? You have 4 of them. You have shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Those are the 4 main ones. Everything outside of that is going to be a want. So it means while you're working towards this goal, all your money should be going towards that thing that's going to make you more money. In that case, is graduating or getting your license 100% debt free. So all that extra money goes towards that. It means you're not going out. It means you're not buying a fancy car. It means you're not ordering McDonald's every single night or doing Uber Eats or any of that stuff. It means you just locked in on what you need and what you don't need. You use that money for like actually building you wealth, which is going to be, in this case, your career. Now, once you have that budget, you got to follow it to a T. That way you make sure, hey, I'm managing my money correctly. Because once you learn how to manage a small amount of money, for example, like $1,300 a month, you'll be able to manage, for example, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month. Because the same principles that help you manage that amount of money, we're going to see the same principles that are going to help you manage a larger amount of money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, brother?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And I believe money has 6 jobs, right? The first job is emergencies. So if you make money, you should be able to feel secure about yourself. So if they call you tomorrow and say, hey, we're not cutting your hours, we're going to lay you off. You say, okay, that's fine. I got 3 6-month of emergencies. So that's why emergency is one job for money. The second job is going to be investments. The money that you make, a part of it should be making you more money and working for you. So when you are done with your career, focus on, for example, putting your money into your retirement funds or your individual retirement funds, investing into index funds. It's another conversation for another time, because right now your best investments, best return on investment is going to come from the career and the skill you choose to go out there and buy. The third job is going to be debt. If you have any debt right now, credit card debt, car loan debt, personal loan debt. Do you have any of that stuff?
Yeah, like everybody else.
You got to take care of that. So how do you take care of that, right? You use the avalanche method. It means you pay the debt with the highest interest rate. That way you save money. That's the core idea. So if you have 3 credit cards, you pay the minimum on all of them automatically. But the one with the highest, like APR, the highest interest rate, you pay the most money towards that one, so that way you're done with that one. So those are your priorities. Okay. Your priorities are you get out of debt. The rest of the money you start focused on, for example, trying to become that IT guy. That's the main thing. The fourth job is expenses. Try to keep your expenses. Those four fundamental expenses: shelter, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Keep it below 70% if possible. If not possible, keep it below at least 90%. So you have at least 10% to go out there and make more money or buy the career you want to buy. Then you have fun. When you're broke and you're going through things, fun should only be like 1%. That way you taste fun, but you're not having fun, because right now you shouldn't be. And then lastly, you have charity. Just 1% is fine. Whether you want to donate money to a charity or just give 1% to somebody you care about on the streets or whatever it is, just helping out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Those are my little tips that I can say I left you with today. You have any more questions?
Yeah. What was your index? I mean, not your your Instagram information.
Tommy Bryson. So that's TOMMY Bryson BRYSON. There's no double lettering or any of that stuff, because sometimes people like make fake Instagrams with me. I'll never ask you for money. I'll never talk to you about investing with Bitcoin or pay me with Bitcoin or any of that stuff.
Okay. All right.
Now, one big thing is, Earl, right? This is not a one-time video or like a one-time call. So if you ever, once you start your processing this stuff and you're like, yo, Tommy, I'm stuck on this or whatever, you can always feel free to schedule another call and I'll give you a call, okay?
Okay, man. Thank you so much, man. You gave me some tools to work with, man. I really appreciate that. I really do.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you. Okay?
All right. Thank you. You stay blessed, man.
All right. And welcome to the long-term team, man. Have fun.
All right.
All right. Peace out. All right, guys. So that right there was Earl, okay? 9-to-5 job. Well, barely 9-to-5 job. Working at, for example, Goodwill. And, you know, I never feel like somebody is out of the game, even when they barely have a job. You know why? Because it's always possible to go out there, you get another job, and you try to figure things out. But the number one investment is not going to be Bitcoin or GameStop or MC or any of these like investments right now. They're going to be investing in yourself. If you increase your ability to earn more money, you're going to be better off. And that's what I always say. And it's really that simple sometimes, okay? So increase your income. That way you have more money to actually play with. If you only make $1,000 per month, but I'm telling you to invest 20%, wow, how am I supposed to live on $800, right? But if you make $4,000 per month and I tell you invest that much, keep your expenses low, well, that's a whole different conversation. And wow, what a career that guy picked, huh? IT management, okay? Great career, troubleshooting, working in an office, a job that's growing, people actually need. That is going to be amazing, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And if you want to join me on my next call, well, feel free to do so. I have a link down below on all my videos. When you click that link, you can go over there and actually schedule a call with me to talk to me one-on-one for free. Okay, so get in while you still can, while these calls are still free. Thanks for watching. As always, if you want more content like this, here's another video right here. Click my face right here. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace. My Instagram is also here, or here, wherever it is.